Anthony Scali and his Need for Speed R32 GTR Skyline are living legends on the streets of Perth. Anthony has forged a reputation for building Western Australia's most hardcore cars. His GTR was the first in WA to crack a 10-second pass, and every GTR to do it since has been built or tuned by Anthony. This helped him earn the nickname Yoda, as many people in Perth believe he knows all when it comes to GTRs.
I've been a mechanic for nearly 18 years now, and associated with Skylines for at least 7. I'm currently at X-Speed, and I'm the dyno tuner and engine builder.
Anthony's GTR made the eastern states take notice when it recently became the most powerful, non-nitrous assisted GTR in the country, with 658 kilowatts at all 4 wheels. The astonishing part is how simple the engine setup is compared to some big dollar cars, and it's still 2.6 litres in capacity.
I ended up with a power figure of 658 kilowatts at all 4, and to be in conjunction with the guys in the eastern states is a pretty good feat.
It just goes to show that know-how and some clever tricks can be more effective than a checkbook. Lifting the hood on the stock-looking GTR, the first thing that hits you is the HKS TO4Z turbos. That's right, 2 of them.
The TO4Zs is me and my boss Hanson from X-Speed. Sat down one day and we talked about a fairly extreme setup, and this is the idea we came up with.
One TO4Z is good for nearly 700 horsepower and a 10-second pass, but 2 of them is totally insane.
The work required to make them fit was pretty substantial. It was all involving custom manifolds and dump pipes and oil lines and things like that.
The bottom end has Terme rods, HKS forged pistons and Nismo bearings. The oil pump is an HKS item and there's a truss sump. Anthony built the motor himself and says the strength is in his preparation methods. Anthony also ported the head before fitting all HKS valve gear and a HKS metal head gasket and head studs.
The support systems that we put onto it, because we went for such an extreme setup, we thought we better run near on 2 of everything. 2 lots of fuel pumps, 2 lots of fuel rails, injectors.
The turbos draw through Blitz pod filters and blow through a massive 150mm thick truss drag intercooler into a G-ready plenum. The standard 6-throttle setup remains. Anthony built custom exhaust manifolds for the turbos to sit on and plumbed in HKS 60mm wastegates. They dump into a twin 3-inch exhaust system which megs into a 4-inch rear section. The angry sound is unreal. The fuel system is huge, with 4 Bosch 044 fuel pumps feeding from a massive surge tank, affectionately known as a Ned Kelly surge tank. Up front, there's not 1 but 2 HKS twin entry fuel rails, which both house HKS 1000cc injectors. There's also 2 HKS fuel regs to match. The ignition system is beefed up with split fire coils and a HKS twin spark system. Cooling is aided by a PWR radiator and N1 water pump. Management is handled by an Apexy Power FC D Jetro, which allows the removal of airflow meters. Anthony does all of his own tuning and has seen well over 900 horsepower on many occasions. Anthony ran a 10.74 at 141 miles per hour in full street trim on the old engine setup with 885 rear wheel horsepower. To hold that sort of power takes a serious drivetrain. An ever popular PPG dog box mates to an OS Geiken triple plate clutch, and there's a Nismo mechanical diff up back. The brakes are standard to fit inside drag rims, and the suspension comprises of HKS drag spec coilovers.
The future of this is I'm going to not concentrate trying to get the best out of both worlds out of this car, so I'm just going to turn it solely to drag, so it's going to be modified in that respect. More power, more boost, better setup.
The car has been resprayed in factory silver, and the only body mods are the addition of Nismo flutes in the front bar and a carbon bonnet. But GTRs look tough from factory, and the standard bodywork helps avoid unwanted attention.
Always wanted a GTR, And when I finally got my hands on one, what made me want to modify is the night that I had it, I was playing around and I got beaten, and the modification started from there.
Have you ever been beaten since then?
No.